Hi everyone and welcome to a brand new piercing update video. So I wasn't actually going to make this video, however, I did wake up this morning and look in the mirror and I was a bit kind of like, oh god, not me. Why does this happen to me? Like why? And I really want to make this video just to show you that although I do have a lot of piercings and a lot of other like more modded people will understand this, that if you don't follow the rules or you don't follow what your body is saying, then you can get infections and not every single thing goes completely perfectly. So a few months ago, I did get the right side of my nose pierced and it was on my right nostril and I love it and it's really, really good. And then maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was like, I'm gonna change it because I'm bored of this little ball. So I did change it to this little cone spike thing that I do have there now. However, not everything has gone to plan and I do have the very, very, very early stages of an infection. And I really want you to see this and to know that, actually it doesn't always go right for me and I do talk about stuff on YouTube and I give the advice, but I don't always follow it myself because I'm impatient, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. Like sometimes you just want to change it because you don't like it, and now we're going to the sun because the light decided to change. It's so frustrating. So I thought today I could teach you how to maybe tell if your piercing's infected, and also just the way to treat it and maybe help the infection go away. So first of all, I'm just going to show you what the piercing looks like at the moment. So this is what it's like close up when the cone is still on. You can kind of see a tiny little bump just above it, and it doesn't really look too drastic. But when you do remove the cone off of it, you can clearly see that the skin is very, very, very irritated. It looks a little bit gooey and it is slightly ejecting like a little tiny bit of pus. You can't really tell too much on camera, but it is actually quite sore. So I have the piercing in at the moment. I'm just going to remove it. First of all, make sure that your hands are completely clean. Do not do anything if you've not washed your hands, because it will just make it worse. And because the area is already very, very sensitive at the moment, the tiniest, winciest bit of microbial sort of a speck of dirt can literally make everything go worse. So make sure that your hands are completely washed. Now I do have a mug here, and it does have some salt water in, like a pinch of salt with a bit of boiling water. Obviously I've let it cool down a bit so it doesn't burn me, and I do have some cotton swabs here next to them as well. So first of all, I'm just going to remove the piercing. So I'll just get it off here. I'm just gonna dunk it into the salt water. Just taking the little bar out as well, so it's here. You can see the area doesn't really look that happy. So I do have these funny little cotton swabs, if I can show you. They're flat on one end. They're quite thin, but they're really flat on one end. So these are kind of perfect to kind of go in. So I'm just gonna soak both of the flat ends in the salt water. So I'm just gonna pop it on the inside. Pop it over here and just hold it over the piercing where the piercing hole is, just to make sure that it's nice and soaked. Obviously you can do this with cotton wool, you don't have to use these cotton swabs, but this is just the best thing for me just because they're kind of perfect shaped. The warm water will definitely help draw out all the bad stuff because it will stimulate the blood flow and everything, so it should hopefully get all the bad stuff out of the piercing. After you've done it once, use some different ones. Don't then put the same ones back into the water because you can cross-contaminate and then it could potentially not actually make it go away. So make sure that you use different ones every time. Make sure when you're doing a salt, only put a pinch or something into the water. Don't put too much salt because you can burn the skin and it could make it worse. God, nose hair. God, I really need to trim my nose hair. Jesus Christ. So I've got this tea tree water spray from Lush, and I've been using this on other piercings that might have been a little bit funny, and it's really, really amazing. So it's gonna be a bit gross, it's gonna drip, but I'm just gonna spray some over the top of it here, a little bit there. Okay, so yeah, so tea tree water is like a diluted tea tree oil, and tea tree oil is really, really good for infections, to make sure that it doesn't spread or anything. So I'm just gonna spray some of that on it and then leave it on there, and then I'm going to be putting my piercing back in. And now I'm going back to the sun because it decided to come back out. Seriously, filming in this place is so annoying because I don't have blackout curtains. It's so frustrating. So as soon as if it's sunny, levels go up and down by camera things, and it takes me hours to try and color correct it and then put the lighting together so it's perfectly different. Oh, it's just, you're just gonna have to ignore the fact I've gone to the sun. Now I remember when I first changed it, this was a bitch to get in my nose. So let me see if I can find my bloody hole. Guys. That was really sore doing that. So I've got the other side here, the little cone. Now hopefully, because it's a little bit wet. Hi everyone! Right, so put that on. The struggle is real. Oh my God, I hate doing this. It's so frustrating. Now you can wear gloves for this. A lot of people buy the latex gloves and stuff, but obviously I don't have any. But as long as you wash your hands, you're fine. The area's gonna look a little bit red now because I've irritated it. And once I've put it back on, I'm just gonna spray a tiny bit more on this. Because it's quite diluted, you can be a bit messy with it. You don't have to be so oh, can I get a certain amount? Like, it's perfectly fine. I know I'm gonna get someone commenting now, that's really bad for you. It's working for me. But yeah, so make sure that you do keep the area clean. Make sure you don't put any makeup over it. I know it's annoying, but make sure, please, 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 don't put makeup over it because it will just make it worse. Like I said, this is practically almost the same as what you would normally do when you first get like piercings and stuff, although I would say skip off the tea tree stuff when you first get a piercing, just because the area can be very, very, very sore as you've just had a piercing done. So I mean, I don't put tea tree oil on like fresh piercings because I feel like it's a little bit too intense. I do just use saline solution, which is like contact lens solution on my piercings when I first get them done, just so it's not too harsh for them, but it's enough to clean them. But if anything like this does happen, I then go in with the tea tree oil and the salt water, just because it's a little bit more intense to get rid of like infections and things. So make sure that if you do get a piercing, look at it and make sure that there's no bumps around them, like it's not gooey and gross. Like for me, as you can probably see, it looks a little bit tender, almost like I had like a big spot there that I'd popped, and looks a bit like sore. That's like the starting signs of an infection. And then please instantly start doing these tips and start doing these like tricks, because if you don't, like it can spread and it can look really, really gross, and you can get like really horrible looking piercings. The amount of people I see in the street who have piercings that they haven't looked after, and they're all like gangreney and they look gross, and it's just gross and it's just disgusting. I'm like, just look after your piercings. Why? No. But if you do have any more questions, please leave it down below and let me know anything else that you do want to know about piercings, and I'm happy to do another FAQ video with those questions. Make sure that you do come and follow me on my social medias, my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the links are down below. Come and follow me on them, we can be friends, we can chat, it'll be amazing, I have a good time. And also a massive shout out to Teresa, Stephanie and Kelly. You're my top 3 Patreons. I love you, thank you for helping me do this. And if you want to become a Patreon and join like a little Patreon family, there's a link down there as well, and you can support me and help me do this full time. And I love you guys, and I'll see you all very soon, and you're fabulous. Bye.